Hi, I'm Dom and this is my review on the Knox Winter 03 leather gauntlet glove. And is that a mouthful? So the 03 is from Knox. It's a full winter gauntlet glove. And as with all my reviews, this is just my impressions of the glove. What I think of it, it's not extremely technical, it's just a personal opinion. There's some great videos for you to watch if you want some more detail on it, on people that spend a lot more time on what they're doing. That is Urban Rider have a video, the top 5 winter gloves, which this features in, and also views from the Man Cave. He does a really good review on the glove on and off the bike. If I can get my tech to work, I have taken a video just before I've put this video on the bike, and if it works I'll try and stitch it together, but I'm probably going to be repeating what I'm saying here, but just so you can see it on the bike. So what is this glove? It is a full winter glove. Now, it's not an autumn glove, it's not definitely not a summer glove, not a spring glove, it's a winter glove. This is, if you're a pansy like me, 8 degrees and below, but really it's for 5 degrees and below. This is a very thick, warm glove, very well insulated. So I have been out in -1 degrees, 70 miles an hour on a dual carriageway, and the wind has been on my naked Triumph Street Triple. Wind's been blowing over, no protection at all on my knuckles, and my hands have been toasty warm. That is what these are built for. Knox had a brief. I want to build a glove that works in the cold, 0 below, wet, cold, wet conditions. Keep your hands warm. They knocked it out the park. That is what this glove does. Why would you buy a Knox glove over anyone else? Their quality is really good. It is a small British company. They are known for making armour. I sound like a Knox fanboy, that's because I am. I'm not sponsored by them, I don't get anything free, but if they want to, please throw it my way. But I love their stuff, it's really well made, and it's great to support a local British company. These gloves, they are £170. Now that's a lot of money for a glove, but actually it isn't for a winter glove. If you look online, you'll find Revit have gloves skywards of 200 quid. Of course, Danesi has everything above 200 quid. So for a full winter gauntlet, not really that expensive. I bought mine in December 2018 at the time of recording, hence the Christmas tree. It is December 2019, so I've owned these a year. Now the weather's actually been quite mild in the UK, so I haven't used them as much as I would have wanted to, but I feel I've used them enough to give you a sensible review on it. So what do you get with the glove? Well, full gauntlet, so tight to put on. With Knox gloves, not quite the same with all other gloves, but what I've noticed with Knox gloves is you put them on, they're comfortable, but the more you wear them, the more they break in, then they get really comfortable, like more so than other manufacturers that I've found. So really nice glove. It has this lift and lock feature on it, which some people have been complaining about. I personally don't mind it. So basically what happens is you put the glove on, you lift to bring it over, you pull it back over, and then that's locked. And what that's done is it's tightened here and it's tightened round here. Now some people don't like that. I personally would prefer if I could open this completely, because what I found with this, it's the same with any gauntlet. You've got a winter jacket and the jacket's not wide enough to put over the top. And to be honest, you don't want it over the top because you want the glove to deflect the rain over it. So you want to put it underneath. And underneath, even with the Knox Leonard jacket, it doesn't quite fit, or you get this bunch-in bit here. It's not just the Knox glove, it's every other gauntlet that I've tried. I would have liked it to be fully openable so I can get that over and cinch it down. But to be honest, that's a minor niggle. It's not really the end of the world. It's performed perfectly for me on the bike. So you have, as you would expect from Knox, full protection. They go overboard. So what you have is a full TPU armour protection here, and it's floated. So that's nice, it's not catching in any way, shape or form. Extra leather protection here around the pinky, good protection all the way around here and on the gauntlet as well, you can see here. And of course Knox, you have their patented scaphoid protection. So if you go on Knox's website, you can see what that's about. But basically if you fall off your bike, you would instinctively put your hands out. when your hand hits the floor, it will grip, and when it grips, it will pull your hand back and break these bones here. So what they've done is they've created these sliders that are also impact, they've got their Knox impact foam there. So what happens is you hit the ground, and instead of it gripping and your hand flying back, you slide, so your hand slides along. So that is really great feature there from Knox. The gloves are very well made, very stitched. You've got protection also on your knuckles. You can see here you've got loads of flexibility. There's great dexterity that I can feel, but it is a very thick glove. So it's as much dexterity as you could imagine from something this thick. So you've got phone screen fingers, so you can operate your phone. You've got some reflectiveness on there for high visibility. That's quite nice. And also, brilliant feature, you don't get it on many gloves, is a windscreen wiper there. So basically I've been caught out in real bad rain where turn my head to the side, the rain's not coming off with Rain X. That has been a lifesaver, just whoop, and the rain is gone. Really love that. It's not a Knox innovation, but it's really nice that that's on there. Also worth noting with the construction, there are no stitches anywhere that gets in your way. So what I found with gloves sometimes is they stitch it down the finger. What you see is they stitch underneath and over the top. So what that means as well is if I hold my fingers out when I'm on the bike and the wind, the cold wind, 0 degrees, you know, at 70 miles an hour is hitting, it's not going through into my fingers. So my fingers are still nice and warm. There's no stitching pushing against my fingers that's making it uncomfortable. So they're a really nice, comfortable glove. Really impressed with that. And the most important thing, which is why you've come to this video, do they work in the cold? I've been out on everything below 5 degrees with them, and yes, they do. I ride a Triumph Street Triple, naked bike, no protection at all for my knuckles at 70 miles an hour or above with the wind, and these have performed brilliantly. In the wet, in the dry. So really impressed with them, and that's what you are buying them for. If you are riding in temperatures more warmer, then they're going to be a bulky glove. You don't really need it, but anything 5 degrees and below, motorway, mile and commuting, they're brilliant. First impressions on the bike was, shit, I've made a mistake. You get the glove, you put it on, you're walking around the house, you know, oh, let's do a little bit of dexterity, have a cup of tea. No problem at all. You can go around, you can grab things, it's, you know, absolutely fine. Get on the bike, and on my bike, I've got Oxford heated grips, and it felt like the bar wasn't wide enough, you know. It was like, oh shit, you know, have I got enough room to actually get my hand on the grips here? And then you start thinking, I can't feel anything, you know, there's no tactile here actually, you know, they're too thick, oh God, you know, you know, so how do I, you know, should I move my hand around? You know, you start to think, oh, I'm not feeling the controls, it's maybe a bit too bulky, oh man, you know, have I really made a mistake? And you're thinking that, and then the thought enters your head, actually, 10 minutes have passed, I've been operating my bike absolutely fine, and more importantly, my hands are not cold. So it doesn't matter. It's a strange thing, it's very strange. Every time I put these on and every time I get on the bike, same thing comes through my mind. I think, oh man, you know, am I going to be able to ride this today? You know, and every time it's absolutely fine. Honestly, just persist. It's not a worry, especially when you get up on the motorway at 70 miles an hour and you're just sitting there like that. These are the gloves you want when it's 5 degrees and under, definitely. I mean, if you need that tactility, then you shouldn't be riding in winter, because you're going to be hooning around, you know, where you need to be going like this all the time, you know, doing all your controls. No, you don't want this glove, and to be honest, you are not going to be lasting very long riding like that in the wet and the cold that these are built for. So when it is cold and you're being smooth and you know, you're being sensible, these are what you want. If you said to me, oh, you know, I want to go out for a nice little blast, it's summertime, you're not going to be wearing these, and that's when you're going to want to be, you know, snatching clutches, etc. But for what they are built for, the brief, I want my hands warm when it is cold and wet, they hit that brilliantly. Absolutely great glove, great product once again by Knox. Yeah, my advice, if you are a pansy like me and you get cold hands, go get a pair of these. Persist with them, you will be thankful for it. For a more in-depth look at it, like I say, views from the Man Cave, they've done an excellent review, and also Urban Rider has done a good review comparing it to other winter gloves. So if you are 5 degrees or below and you suffer from cold hands and have a naked bite with no protection, definitely these are what you want. Knox, you can buy them directly through their website. It's worth always having a look. You can see the scaphoid video. They've got obviously some video on the construction of the glove, etc. And they have some nice sales on as well. So go onto the Knox website. You can buy direct from there, but also, you know, your big boys, Sports Bike, they also stock the Knox range. Sports Bike has some shops locally as well. They have one to me at Milton Keynes, so you can order it in and try it on. But when you do try it on, bear in mind they will break in a little bit more. And of course, they deliver next day, as do Urban Rider and all the others as well. I've ordered through Sports Bike shop, the shop and online, Urban Rider, and both of those outlets have been absolutely fantastic, as have Knox. Knox have been very good ordering direct. And if you are buying clothes from Knox, they also send you beautiful hangers with Knox on it. So worth having a look direct from them. And always email if you find the price cheaper on all of those outlets. You just pick your favourite. So I'm going to try and get the tech working where you can see me on the bike. It may follow this video. It may actually be going on when I'm doing it. I have no idea what I'm doing when it comes to editing.
So, where to begin with them? Okay, firstly, they are a full winter gauntlet, so they're not autumn, spring, although you can use them. They are designed for cold weather. So today is 8 degrees. Today is probably too warm for them. It's more designed for the 5 degrees and below. They're like a normal full gauntlet to get on. They're bulky, they've got the single latch where you pull that big tag there, it will do the wrist as well as up by the below the palm. Out of distance here on the actual handle. So I was thinking, you know, God, I've got literally millimeters either side, you know, wiggle room. So for me, it was like, oh, you know, am I going to be able to ride? You know, these are really, really wide gloves in the grips, you know, because obviously my grips are a little bit smaller because of the heated grips that are on there. And then you start thinking about the tactileness of it, so, or the lack of. So obviously, you know, you're coming from a summer glove where you can feel everything to these big things and you can't feel nothing. And you think like, oh man, I'm not going to be able to ride, you know, they're too wide, there's no tactile, you know, what's going to happen? Am I going to crash? You've got all of these things going through your head, and about 5 minutes later, when you're thinking about it all, you then realise, actually, I've been riding for 5 minutes and it hasn't made a blind bit of difference. And then it dawns on you. Not only have I been riding for 5 minutes, and I've been able to operate all the controls absolutely fine, although I've been thinking in my head, you know, do I want a bit more tactileness, etc. But my hands have not been cold. I've ridden in these gloves at 0 degrees when I've left the house, and it's sort of risen to about 3-4 degrees by the time I've got to work. And they are absolutely fine, more than fine. They kept my hands really nice and warm. So much so that I didn't need the heated grips. I mean, I had them on like setting 1, but I didn't need them at all, which is amazing. I mean, I suffer from cold hands, so for a glove to keep me warm on these cold days, that is really really quite saying something. So really well done there, Knox. I mean, my old winter gauntlets, they were fine, but at 70 miles an hour when the wind hits you, I mean, on a naked bike, I mean, this is the bit here. You know, let's go up to 70 miles an hour, and I can't feel the wind at all on my fingers. If I hold them out, can't feel them. Absolutely brilliant, and that's what you're buying these gloves for. You're buying them so when you're out in the winter below 4 degrees and you're riding along, you want to be able to feel your fingers. And I've ridden these for about an hour, nearly an hour, and they've been amazing. I mean, really impressed with them. You've got a kangaroo in the palm, and what that's for is if you do have the heated grips, then you'll be able to feel the heat come through, and you really can. I mean, if I put my heated grips on, I can feel the bottom of my palms getting warm, and when it starts to rain, you know, it's just a nice little feeling to have that come down. With regards to tactileness, feeling around your helmet, I mean, there I was just feeling around to bring down my sun visor. So it's not as easy as with summer gloves, obviously, but it's okay. You get used to it. You just need about 10 minutes to adjust. And then once you adjust, you can pick up your controls. It's really nice. It's just you're out riding your bike. I mean, in winter, like today, it's fresh. You know, the roads are still a little bit damp. You know, I'm not going to be hooning it everywhere, hanging off the bike. And I mean, could I in these? Yeah, I probably could. But you would get a little bit caught up with yourself. You know, I think with summer gloves, definitely for a bit more spirited rides. But here, on this ride out here, I mean, absolutely no bother at all. Just pootling around. If I go on dual carriageways, if I go on motorways, you know, you're just sitting back and going in the direction. So it's yeah, it's really. What are you waving me through? So thank you to him. He's just causing more bloody trouble than it's worth. That dude there waving everyone through. So yeah, I mean, now I'm feeling up. I'm lifting up my tinted visor inside my helmet there. No problem with the control. If I was to reach and open my visor here, I've got a HJC where you've got the button in the middle, and you have to fumble around a little bit more to find the button than you would probably with a summer glove, but that's okay. Get on absolutely fine with it. So all in all, I think Knox have really done well with these gloves. I mean, at the end of the day, the brief is simple. I want a glove that is going to keep my hands warm at motorway speeds, in the cold and the wet. And they certainly do that, which is what you wanted them for. Are they a bit thicker than you know? Yes, they are, because they have to be to achieve that. Do you lose a bit of tactileness because of that? Yes, you do. Is it a problem? No. Once you're riding for 10 minutes, like I say, you spend all your time thinking about it, worrying about it, and then you just realise, actually, I've been riding, there's been no issues, my hands have been warm, I'm happy.
But I do hope that review was helpful for you, and yeah, that's the Knox Zero3 Winter Gauntlet Glove. So, Merry Christmas.